Hi, and welcome back. So in this video, I am going to share with you the third type of trick to make it stick that I found to help me get out of that crazy lifestyle of being a food addict and a binge eater, gave me my life back, gave me a peaceful relationship with food, and I hope you're enjoying this series so far. So the third type of trick to make it stick is something that I call choosing wisely. And what that means is, as a binge eater, you don't actually necessarily even think about what you're in the mood for. You just see a food and you eat it, or you think of a food and you go find it. You run to the store or the bakery or wherever it is, but you're not actually in tune with what you want. So what I started doing when this all came together back in 2010 is I started to ask myself, what am I really in the mood for? Is it crunchy? Is it salty? Is it sweet? Is it creamy? Is it spicy? What's the texture? What's the flavor? What's the, I don't know, the whatever. I think you know what I mean. And I don't think I ever really thought about that before. I would always just think, oh, I want cookies, or I want ice cream, or I want donuts. And one food would lead to the next. I would eat a bagel with cream cheese, then I would end up at the pizza place, and then I would just, eat a bowl of cereal. Like whatever I could eat, I would just go from one thing to the next. But once I stopped and asked myself, what am I really in the mood for? It was a whole new story, because then I just ate that thing, right? I was in tune with, maybe there were some nutrients that my body was asking for. Maybe there was a temperature of food that my body was asking for. Maybe there were, I don't know, other things that attributed to my satisfaction that I needed to be aware of. So what I would do is ask myself what I'm really in the mood for, and I would then go and get that food or have that food. And the point is, the thing that really changed things is that I started to pay attention to every bite of whatever it is that I was in the mood for. Because when I paid attention to it, I didn't need nearly as much of it as I thought I did. Right? Normally we multitask. We're always either checking our phone while we're eating, or on the phone, or on the computer, or reading, or doing something else. And so then after we eat, when we have been doing something else, then if you're like me, I used to always say, okay, now what can I eat? And the reason is I was never part of the experience. So therefore I never felt satisfied, right? You need to be paying attention. So now, for example, what I do is one of my snacks that I eat every day are 2 pieces of dark chocolate, and they're little squares. And what I do is I go into a room in my house that I really love being in that room, and I take each square and I break it into 4 pieces. So I'm left with 8 pieces of chocolate. And sorry again about these birds. So what I do is I kind of close my eyes, I take one little piece of chocolate, I put it in my mouth, and I suck on it for a while. And I do that 8 times, right? Because it's two chocolates cut into 4 different pieces. So I've got 8 of them. And so I have 8 experiences of sucking on that chocolate and just really, really enjoying it. That is so different from anything I'd ever done. And as I said before, once I'm part of the experience, I don't need anywhere near as much food as I did when I wasn't, when I was numbing out or multitasking. So that is the trick to make it stick for this video, and I will get back to you with the next one.